We think about our clothes. We don't wear the same clothes we did when we were in kindergarten. We outgrew it. You will outgrow people, and it's okay to outgrow people. You can still love them, but your time is valuable. Boom! Welcome back, everybody. I can't believe this is already episode 3 of Ignite the World podcast. Today's going to be really special. But before we kick things off first, I just want to say this episode is powered by the best video production company. If you want to grow your business using the power of video, Ignite Cinemas, baby. Go visit ignitecinemas.com on all platforms as well. Type it in. This is a plug, especially if you're on YouTube. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, check out the YouTube version of this podcast. It's powered by Ignite Cinemas. Yes, that is my company. That's the business I own. But I want to shout out all the editors behind the scene, Omar, Alex. Thank y'all for cutting this content up and let's flood all the content, all the platforms. So thank you guys for helping. Thank you all for supporting. That's the plug for today. That's what it's powered by. That's our sponsors right now, okay? But again, I want to give a big shout out. This is the third podcast. It's about 3 weeks in, and I just want to say I am truly grateful for each and every one of you for listening, for watching, for supporting, for sharing. Man, it's that's how I know God's really keeping me in line of this is what I'm supposed to do and this is where the direction I'm supposed to be at right now. I got all discernment, I got all affirmations. I have cousins from Las Vegas. Shout out to Marissa reaching out to me, supporting me. I got cousins here who I've been able to connect with and just build deeper connections and communications. Like, hey, I went through that. Thank you for sharing that. It's just become a big mechanism or platform to elevate these conversations and just be relatable and inspire. And again, I am extremely humbled. I am extremely grateful that God has blessed me with knowledge and wisdom, and I'm able to relate and hopefully help someone on their journey and motivate them. That's always the goal. So thank you all for supporting. Let's continue to support this. I want to build this platform up. So yes, my name is Jamie Garza, and welcome to the Ignite the World podcast. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to this channel, and you will not be disappointed, and you won't miss another podcast episode. Today, though, I want to talk about growth, and it's something that I had to learn in shifting to where I was 10 years ago. And I want to open this dialogue because you, who I'm talking to you out there listening, watching, I want to give you permission that it is okay to grow. Jay-Z, one of my favorite Jay-Z verses, it was a freestyle he did on Funk Flex, I believe. Eyes are socks. I might buy Koch, 86 doors. It was over the Grammy Family beat. And he said that, oh yeah, I am a big hip hop head. Just throw that out there. I know what's up. But he said, everybody look at you strange, say you change, like you work that hard to stay the same. And that bar, the older I get, the more it resonates with me because that's exactly what happens, right? We probably all been in the predicament. We have the ecosystem of friends or family members, and then all of a sudden you have these big admirations and big dreams to do something different. And then all of a sudden you might not be picking up your phone as often because you're really trying to focus on success and building something, and it's like, oh, he changed up on me, he think he's too good for me, or trust me, this is all coming from experience. I've been there, I've seen it, even with some of my closest friends who I thought was going to be in every chapter. But the truth of the matter is it's never going to be that way. You might get lucky like me. Shout out, I still have 2 of my road dogs I grew up with since 1997, 1998. I'm going to shout them out again. What's up, Marcus? What up, Rocky? Like, you might get lucky like that. Very rare. But I'm here to tell you, like, it's okay to grow and outgrow people, loved ones, family. Because when you have a dream or aspiration to take it to the next level, it's like what I read in a book. No, I changed that. I heard this quote from James Wedmore. He said, "What got you here won't get you there." And it's no shade at any of your friends or what they're on or what they're doing or family members. It's just that when you start to separate yourself from the pack and elevate to bigger goals and wanting more, there's a certain responsibility that comes with that. There's a certain level that you have to relearn. And there's a certain level that you have to grasp. And on my journey for the past 12 years, I think in the last episode, episode 2, I talked about my entrepreneur journey, dating it back from all the way from being a mixtape DJ to doing graphic design to making music videos. I talked about all that before I got in the situation I am now and operating my own video production company and now being an official podcaster. That's a little flex right there. That's the next thing I need to get. I need to get one of those soundboards so you can hear the bombs or the ignite boom. That would be sweet. We'll work on that. We definitely gonna get that by mid year. But going back to that, yeah, like it's it's inevitable. I want to share I want to share a story that resonated with me. And it was from a book called Tiny Thunder by Sue Rice. And coincidentally enough, my pastor, shout out to Reverend Baker, Third Mount Zion Baptist Church, he actually shared this story in a sermon. But the book was about an eagle, right? You could be either a chicken or an eagle. And in this story, there was a hiker who was climbing a mountain. And on that mountain, mind you, it was illegal to even take an eagle egg. Well, he saw 3 eagle eggs on his adventure. And he decided to take one and sneak one away in his backpack. So he took it home. And he had a hen. So he put the eagle egg under the hen. And a few days later, it hatched. All of a sudden, this eagle is born, but it's surrounded by nothing but chickens, right? So this eagle's thinking he's a chicken. And he's acting like a chicken, he's eating like a chicken, he's flying like a chicken, he's doing everything he sees around him. And then one day, they're all out. And the eagle happens to look up. And he's like, "Whoa, what is that?" And the other chickens are like, "That is the most prestige bird of all the land. That is an eagle. But we would never be able to achieve that level because we are chickens. We are birds of the earth," right? And the eagle was like, "Wow, one day I would love to even get to that level." And you know, that eagle never got to reach that level before its life ended. But the whole time, the eagle could if he realized he was an eagle and not a chicken. And what I say that is because oftentimes we are all eagles surrounded by chickens. And we don't realize that until we take a step back and realize our true potential and fly. I'm one of those. Fly. I realized, and that's a good book too, by the way. Go read Tiny Thunder by Sue Rice. Is great for metaphors, for messaging, for marketing. One of the things, I'll give you an example too, side note. One of the things I've started to do a lot more in my marketing and when I speak to clients on discovery calls and sales calls is pitch things in metaphors for them so you can understand. For example, I offer a all one for you service, video service of short form content. It's like 2 hours. We come, we film it. I give you prompts, no scripts. It's all great content, storytelling, education, entertainment. And we let off. I get maybe like from 2 hours, I'm able to get 20 to 30 short form reels or shorts or, all the short form that plays on all the platforms. It gets edited with the captions you might see on my platforms that I use on my YouTube channel. And then boom, it's all done for you. You have to do nothing. You have no filming, you don't have no editing, which takes the longest. It's all done for you. So I was like, what's the way I can put a metaphor on it? So now what I say is like, hey, do you see Beyonce build her stage, perform, and then tear down her stage? No, because she's freaking Beyonce, right? Like, who would do that? But if you think about you, why do you want to record your own content? Why do you want to think of what to say? And more importantly, why would you want to edit this? Because it takes up so much time. Why not just be in your zone of what you do best? And that's being the problem solver you are, the business owner you are. So I flip it all on them. Again, go check out that book. Shout out to Sue Rice if you're watching this. I realize on this journey that every person that comes in our life serves a chapter. They might not last the whole book. Chapters change, and that's okay because we learn from everybody. And when you start reframing your mind like that, you will get further on where you want to go. For example, if I still had the same friends, I would not be here right now in front of you. My friends had to shift because none of them were talking to me to get more aligned with God, stop drinking, let's not go out to the bar. They weren't telling me that. They were inviting me every week, like, come on, man, let's do this, let's do this. It's Monday. Stop being a girl, come out, hop out, turn up. That was cool before I had kids, before I found a deeper meaning, before I matured, before I was running my own business. And running my own business for the past 5 years, I realized like, yo, I really alienated myself. Like I was laser focused. I sacrificed a lot. I can't emphasize that enough. Even with my own family, I recently went to lunch with my brother and sister. Hey, Sonny. Hey, Nayeli. And we went out and I was at the table. I had Carter with me, my son who's 6. And I was just so grateful to be with them because it seems like for the past 6 years, I sacrificed so much in building my company and finding myself as a father and finding myself how to be a husband and trying to master it all. And I really just honed in on that. And I was just telling them, I'm so sorry I missed out on so much of our lives, but I'm just so happy we're all grown now and we can restart, we can start fresh. And it meant the world for me. And a part of that is the growth and the maturity. And I want to bring that back. That is okay to grow. It is okay. It is okay to outgrow friends. You might hear slander like, oh, they switched up on me. And you might hear in popular lyrics. I don't listen to much music as of late. I'm trying to keep my ears as pure as possible and control my energy and my intent. So, but I can't think of a quotable right now, but you hear a lot of like switching up on people and all this, that, and the third. But it's not really that when you dissect it. At the end of the day, we all want to be successful and we all want to be better. But when you're constantly around people who are maybe toxic or maybe like downplaying what you're doing or saying slick comments like like, oh, must be nice you're doing this, or you think you're doing something by having that little business. That's the worst. Oh, how's your little video business going, right? You gotta watch for them. You gotta watch for them because low key they hating, and you just gotta get out of dodge. One thing I realized about God, like God will separate you. God will isolate you for a reason, and I'm living proof of that. He's isolated me a lot. Sometimes I wonder, like, and I'm cordial. I got all love for anyone who's met me at any phase in life. Ex girlfriends, friends I used to be cool with, we might have fallen out. I have no resentment. It's all love in my heart because one thing about it, if you hold on to any grudges or if you hold on to that energy, it's gonna drain you, like you personally, not them, but you. So I just want to give a shout out, like, yo, thank you very much because you served a chapter in my life, and I'm grateful for every page of the journey that's being written and I'm going on in life. So thank you. Shout out to you. But if you hold on like to that negativity or if you're keeping people like that around you, it's gonna bring you down. And like I said, God, what he would do, he would isolate you so you can focus because when he blesses you, he doesn't want to bless everyone else because they're not putting in the work. But if you're focused and you have a passion and you want to elevate it, sometimes you need to change the people you hang around. You need to build new relationships. You need to form relationships, find new pockets of ecosystems. Again, I am living proof of that. When I first started this journey 4 years ago in my community when no one knew my name, I was tapping into every resource starting fresh. To this day, to this day, I am still in constant contact with those who gave me an opportunity. In fact, today, shout out to Devlin at the YMCA out here in Fredericksburg, Virginia. She was one of them who gave me a shot early. You know, I met her on a board. Shout out to the Fredericksburg Chamber of Commerce. And we connected. I connected with a few members. And today on the phone, I just wanted to thank her for, trusting me and giving me a shot. And since those 4 years ago, we're still doing business together. She is always trying to connect me. I'm always doing helping out, volunteering and connecting her. And we're just great for the community. But like those are the type of relationships that elevate you. And I wouldn't have had that if I still had the same ecosystem of friends I've had in the past. It just wouldn't have worked. And sometimes, we see it all the time that we see, especially on Facebook, people badgering that everybody switched up on them. Or you got to let it happen. Let it happen. Again, different chapters, one journey. We're all going through it. And I just want to let you guys know it is okay. It is okay to change. It is okay to grow. You will lose people, especially if it's something that if you want to do something that hasn't been achieved yet and no one knows about it, you are going to lose people even quicker. I'm telling you. But if it's something that you feel is igniting you, you feel that passion in you, do it. If you're looking for a reason, if you're looking for any indication out there, I'm telling you right now to do it. Sometimes it be your own family members, your own loved ones who may not understand what you're trying to achieve. And that's okay. It's not for them to achieve because you might be trying to provide a solution to a whole different crowd. So have some grace with them. Still show love, yes, but it is okay to grow. We think about our clothes. We don't wear the same clothes we did when we were in kindergarten. We outgrew it. You will outgrow people, and it's okay to outgrow people. You can still love them, but your time is valuable. And we're only given a certain amount of time in these vehicles of body. We have a Holy Spirit guiding us, but we're only allocated a certain amount of time. Why waste your time on things that don't serve you? People who don't serve you, who are not going to elevate you to get you to where you want to go. Back in the day, I think it was a Boondocks episode, actually. I missed that show. That was a good show. Shout out to the Boondocks. They're ahead of their time. If you like the Boondocks, drop in a comment. But there was a quote in there like, you are who the 5 people you surround yourself with. And it took me a lot to understand that quote. But now that I am 33 and I have kids of my own and I'm a tribal chief leading them, I understand. And and it totally resonates because now with the people I surround myself with, it keeps me accountable to be better. And again, I mentioned this before too, in competition with self. You know, I have if the people were around me still drank, still smoked, still did things that I did in my past life before getting married or having kids, it wouldn't serve me. It'd be like a never-ending loop, a loop down here when I'm trying to get up here. Now the flex is like, hey, did you read this book? Hey, I'm doing this for my health. I'm doing taking cold walks to alkaline my body, taking cold showers. It's like we're pushing each other. That's just one example too. I read this book, you know, I'm reading this part of the Bible, and you know, it's just elevating. Oh, I built a relationship over here with so and so, and it got me here. It's just motivating, and you need that type of positivity because toxic energy is draining. Toxic energy is why my wife too. That's one thing COVID has taught us. That's the silver lining. It's like, yo, when we're isolated here in our home, we're able to control so many variables, and we got spoiled with it. Even my kids, like they sense energy, they feel vibes, you know, they feel spirits, and when we're around others with draining spirits, it drains us. So like, you got to protect your peace, you got to protect your energy, keep God first. Shout out to God. I'm gonna always uplift Him. I'm telling you, because that's the master of all this. It's okay to grow. So grow. Grow into the person you're meant to be. Grow into that idea you have in your head. Grow into what you see because I'm telling you, you'll be surprised what focus can do, what relationships can do, being around like minded individuals, being around positivity, and most importantly, having God guide in your life. Walking testament right here. I would have never been here on this podcast. You know what it took? It took me changing my ecosystems. It took me building relationships with people I would have never thought I would have had a relationship with. And them constantly encouraging me, like, hey, you should make a podcast. Like, hey, you should do this. Like, suggesting it. Like, Jamie, you're a great speaker. You're so motivational. You're so real. I love how genuine you are and how I get this energy of just hype and I'm energized after I talk to you. They are the reason why I wanted to start this podcast. And God just affirmed it by all the immense support that's been happening my first few weeks in. Even on this episode, it just came to me what I was going to talk about to you guys. Don't be afraid to outgrow. Don't be afraid to grow. That should be the 2023 mantra. Grow, grow. Don't stunt your growth. If you got to drop some people because you're not aligning, it's okay. You guys could go back third grade. It's all love. And say that. It's all love. If it's a family member, it's okay. You can still love them. Opinions are like buttholes. Everyone's going to have them. I tell that to my kids. You can't please everybody. You can't please everybody. So you might as well please yourself. You got to look yourself in the mirror and you got to live with the fact of what potential you could have been. I told my oldest son this the other day in the car. I love driving my kids to school too because I'm able to pour so much into them and like just set the tone of their day and get their mind sharp. Shout out to Kion too. He's getting so big, man. Um, so I'm having a moment. Like it hit different when I get older. I'm gonna be real. Like I be dropping my kids off, and I'd be like, a tear come out my eye because I just see them walking. I'm like, man, that's the future right there. It's a chance to just pour into them so they can be even better than I was. That's the goal. I want my kids to be better than me. Learn earlier. Put God first earlier. Yeah. So, what are you waiting for? Go out and grow. With that being said, that's all I have for you guys today. That's the message I have. Thank you for listening. If you want to see more content like this, please visit me on social media on Instagram at dotty.mov. You know why it's a MOV? Because that's a video file, by the way. Because I'm a video guru. I'm a video nerd. I love video. That's why I'm making this video, this podcast, even on video format. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or any other platform, go check out Ignite the World podcast on YouTube for a whole lot more content throughout the week, motivation, positivity. But most importantly, remember that we are all like sticks of dynamite. The power's on the inside, but nothing happens until the fuse gets lit. Ignite the world.